Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to get into a specific K-pop idol who talked about liking Jimin. We can all relate to that. Get in line. I want to go over what people have been saying online about what she said and what it could possibly mean. I'll definitely wanted to give my opinions on it. I also want to get into a time where Jimin talked about BTS's disbandment and what his feelings were about that. This one's a little bit more emotional, I think, but it is important to talk about. So let's jump into the tea. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, lying to me the first, leave your hate comment, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now let's get into it. So recently I found out about this and let me give a little bit of context. Oh, we love context here. There is this show called Weekly Idol. And basically they invite idols on the show and they talk about whatever. An idol named Kara, which you might have heard of before, had been invited to the show, and one of the singers, sonyeondan, decided to talk about the time where she had her eye on Jimin. I mean, girl, get in line. There's 34 million people in front of you. You can't just skip to the front. Although she is a gorgeous idol, so likely she has a much bigger chance than I do. Sonyeondan talked about the time when BTS and Kara were actually promoting around the same time and there was some overlap. They were promoting Danger, and Kara was promoting their song Mamma Mia. This was the time when Sonyeondan had her eye on Jimin. They ended up in the same places around the same time, and that is where she fell in love. They have actually been married for 10 years now. I'm kidding. Now Jimin is supposedly 5'7", and Sonyeondan is supposedly 5'2", this is according to Google. So their heights kind of like work out, and it's actually pretty cute. But anyway, Sonyeondan would talk about how she would get excited when BTS and Kara's promotions end up lining together so she could see Jimin. I don't know how often they've met each other. Maybe it was once, maybe it was a few times, I don't know. You can see that during the conversation on the show as she is talking about Jimin. She's like twirling her hair, she's being all flirty, she's acting all embarrassed. Ain't nothing embarrassing about liking the Jimin stir. You could tell she was totally excited talking about Jimin. She's literally me when I talk about my cute dumplings. She even got up and knew the dance for BTS's song I Need You, and even got the old hip thrusting correct. Which, I mean, this definitely shows that she's a fan. I mean, she got good choice for Jimin, because he is hot. And that is H-A-W-T. Because he is not the normal hot. No, no, no. He is hot. Now, this wasn't the end of it, of course. Us as the viewers obviously want to know if Jimin heard about this. So the show was excited to get BTS on, and they ended up telling Jimin what happened. Of course, we were all at the edge of our seats. We were, of course, very excited to see what Jimin's reaction would be. And when Jimin was told this, he was very surprised. Really? Are you really surprised, though? Have you looked in mirrors? He seemed very happy to hear this and even responded back by saying "deba," which, by the way, means that's awesome in Korean. Oh, yes. You are also getting Korean lessons here on the Davester Desai channel. We do wholesome, family-friendly content here on this channel. Content that teachers can play in classrooms, especially when I talk about these shirtless BTS moments. Family-friendly content. I am very surprised that Jimin was surprised. Jimin is very super flirty and has great dance moves. It's not hard to see what is there to love. Now I saw this, thought it was fun and cute. I do read a lot of stuff online that when an idol talks about another idol dating or when an idol talks about another idol liking each other, people say it hurts their career because people send death threats or all that stuff. But this is not the case all the time. If I am talking about someone dating or the potential of someone dating or a crush or whatever it is, and someone decides to send death threats because of that, you need to fight with those people. They're the problem. Me not talking about it doesn't fix the problem. It's still there. It's just buried deep. But anywho, I thought I'd mention that. A little unrelated to the whole Jimin and Sonyeondan thing. But after Sonyeondan mentioned this, and of course after Jimin's reaction, some people thought that there might actually be a relationship with BTS and just BTS isn't telling us. However, I don't believe Big Hit wouldn't say anything if this was true. Especially after seeing a lot of the reactions online. Not all of them were bad. A majority of them were actually very good. So I would imagine maybe they would feel safe announcing it if it were true. I don't think it is. So to me, it definitely seems like nothing happened between the two. I was reading tweets online that said this. Some people are getting butthurt over Kara members saying she likes Jimin. I don't think BTS would ever tell us if they're dating, LMAO. Maybe there was some hate going on, I'm not sure, I didn't see any. But Chile, Jimin can date whoever he wants. I don't think Sonyeondan said anything that would insinuate them dating. Just that she would like to date him, maybe. It was just a crush. And I also think it was a little bit for entertainment purposes also. Because it's definitely very cute and funny to watch. And super relatable too, since we all find Jimin attractive. This was also a little while back where Jimin and BTS were nowhere as near as big as they are now. So the crush definitely felt a little bit more genuine. We love a woman of culture and taste. She's really beautiful too. So if they do ever end up dating or whatever, they'd be really cute together. I've actually never seen this episode or didn't really know about this until recently. And honestly, I'm loving the ship. Makes me pee my pants a little bit. Too excited. Also, judging by the shock that Jimin had when Sonyeondan said that she liked him, it seems like maybe at the time that they had met, like those short moments or moment, Han Seon never really talked to him. I think if they did talk, maybe our boy would have picked up on some flirtatious moments and he would have known. Jimin's an amazing soul. Definitely something to love and fall in love with. I think he's also very stubborn in the best possible way. This of course applies to his career. I don't doubt that he loves what he does. BTS gets a lot of freedom to do whatever they want, and they're also a part of a great agency that allows them to do what they want. There seems to be a lot more freedom as compared to other artists. This seems more like a label and artist relationship as opposed to just a label relationship. You know what I mean? Now in the Break the Silence documentary, I don't think I ever went into what Jimin said in that documentary. I was revisiting it and it hit me exactly what Jimin meant by what he said in the documentary, and it made me really sad. Now BTS is at the peak of their career, or maybe their peak is yet to come, and they're still going to be going way up there. But they're at a point in their career where they're very, very big. And it's very easy to look at the millions of dollars that are coming in every month, the screaming armies, and just everyone like loving you. It's so easy to look at all of that and say, well, this is never going to end. But a lot of the differences between a more Eastern mentality versus a more Western mentality is preparation. Preparation for the future. Yes, there's a lot of dumb idols over there that of course also blow all their money on cars and stupid things like that. But it's definitely less, and it's definitely less ingrained in the culture to be super flashy and all that stuff. Whereas here in Western culture, it's very much like, yes. It's ingrained in that culture to prepare for the future, to think ahead, and it seems that it was said in their training even that the fame won't last forever, because it seems to have been something on their mind for a while. Even though I do think us armies will always be there for them, but there's always been talks within the fandom of the purple sea drying up, i.e. like logging onto Twitter and not seeing all these like purple hearts anymore. That's a little bit sad, I think. It's also rare for a K-pop idol group or a singer to pick up where they left off after 2 years of a hiatus, which is inevitably going to happen after the military. Now American singers, it's definitely possible, right? This happens all the time. Literally American singers take a 2-3 year hiatus and they come back, and if not pick up right where they left off, they're even bigger than right where they left off. However, think of the artists that come out every year in America, at least the ones you hear about. Maybe 10, maybe 20 American artists in a year that are actually like doing a lot. Whereas K-pop is very competitive in a year. You can literally have hundreds of groups debuting, meaning hundreds of groups are signed to a specific label. Whereas in American culture, like one group gets signed to a label per year or something like that. So in K-pop, that's definitely a lot of attention being diverted into hundreds of groups. So of course it's rare to still see a K-pop group be successful after a few years of hiatus. And they're also aware of this. So they try to make the most of the amazing moments that they have now. Because if not for the military, at a certain point, they'll still need to stop dancing like that, because hopefully they're not still dancing like that when they're 60. But I want to go over exactly what Jimin said, because initially when I watched it, I didn't really catch this. Now the rest of BTS talked about acceptance when everything is over. Like it'll be okay accepting that BTS would disband if it meant that they disbanded in good terms. That no one left because they hated each other or anything like that, but they left to either start a life or to focus on their physical health. J-Hope said something along the lines of, if it's not a crash, but more like a landing, which is a very great way to put it. But Jimin actually said this: like you guys always say, there will come a point where we'll have to let go, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to admit it when the time comes. We'll have to let go. We may have no choice but to let go. For example, if we become so physically exhausted to the point where our batteries run out and we can't recharge, we'll really have to let go. But I don't think if I'll ever be able to admit it and accept it. However, no matter what happens, I don't believe that these guys won't remain as still best friends and be close enough to each other to some extent still doing music, even if it's just an acoustic guitar and them all on stage like that. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for coming. As always, I do have a Patreon. I have a lot of exclusive content over there that you can't get over here just because of copyright and things like that, where videos get taken down and all that stuff. So I do keep that over there on my Patreon. You can get reaction videos like music video reactions, performance reactions, ship reactions, all that stuff over there on Patreon if you want to go ahead and check it out. Link is in the top of the description down below. Also, anything you contribute over there gives back to this channel and all that stuff. I have a video over there explaining that. With that said, there's 2 videos that will appear up on the screen at the end of this video. So click on one of those. See you over there. Bye.